Uganda is in a complete internet shutdown, with its people voting for the next president in the haze. There's a sense of inevitability over who will win, as the country's ruler of 40 years bids for another 5. But young people are rallying behind his opposition. The musician turned politician Bobi Wine, channeling his onstage charisma to garner political support.
The regime is scared about us. We are the real opposition. And the regime knows that they are losing. They are losing this election, so they are intending to rig it massively. The election is being rigged as we talk right now. The internet is off and the journalists are not allowed in some places.
The power of the people comes with a cost.
Yeah.
Your supporters are being targeted, arrested, beaten to death, shot in the head.
Yeah.
What protection are you offering them? They come out and support you and they face the security apparatus in full force.
It is not me to offer protection. It is all of us as citizens. I'm only one Ugandan. I offer myself as a leader. A leader sees the way, goes the way, and shows the way. I saw that way, I went that way, and I'm showing it to the masses. Every struggle for freedom is not without a cost. Jail, beatings, death, and we are not oblivious of that.
One of Bobi's supporters was killed here 2 days ago, in his neighborhood polling station and stronghold.
The security forces are fully deployed, and it's very unlikely that Bobi Wine will be declared the winner of this election. But in spite of that, people are here in the hundreds to see him vote for himself as president.
This is the second time he runs for president. The last election that he says was rigged was Uganda's most violent to date.
Well, he can win, and of course I know he can win, but according to the system that the president is the one who makes everything. We just have to use our power, protect our vote, do anything, so that I know he's going to what? To win.
More than 70% of Ugandans are under the age of 30 and have only known Yoweri Museveni as the president. Museveni says he's offering young people jobs and prosperity, but youth unemployment is high. And at his last rally in the capital, a young man makes it known to us who he really supports. I sat down with President Museveni to discuss the election controversy and crackdown.
Every election since 1996 has been marred by accusations of rigging, of repression, of crushing opposition and voices of dissent.
The only people who rig are the opposition. It is not us.
Then they would have won if they'd rigged it.
They are not able to, because we are so popular, that even if they rig, they can't manage to overturn or defeat us. We are so popular.
President Museveni, I want to ask you about your main contender, Bobi Wine. Your government has targeted him quite aggressively since 2018. Why? What threat does he pose to Uganda?
Bobi Wine breaks the law. That's why there are other people in opposition. You don't find having problems with them. But if you take each case, you'll find that he's breaking the law.
Why am I not arrested and charged if I break the law? The only law that I break is to stand and challenge a 40-year-old dictatorship.
The people of Uganda have voted in a climate of repression and enforced silence. Some say it's a foregone conclusion, and others believe that every ballot is a bullet in a deeper fight. Yusra al-Bagher, Sky News, Kampala.
If I'm available, not dead, not senile, but I'm still around, and I have some knowledge, if you are really serious about your country, why would you not want to take advantage of me if I'm still able?
I mean, what do you think of the young people who do want change, who want someone else to govern? Do you think that that's not sensible? That was what you wanted as a rebel leader.
No, me, I did not. I was actually dying to work with old people because we needed them. Unless you are not serious, these problems are big problems. And if you have got a big problem, the more hands, the better.
Youth unemployment, it's still very high. And young people feel like they need more opportunities. And when an internet shutdown happens, they feel repressed, they feel silenced because the internet is a tool of the youth. What are you offering them substantially over the next 5 years?
We are the ones who built the internet, the one you are talking about. We are the ones who built it. So the shutting it down is because of dealing with criminals who want to use that infrastructure to destabilize our country. It is temporary, it is short term, but we're the ones who built the internet.
Do you believe there hasn't been a single candidate that could take your place in the last 6 election cycles?
They cannot. They would have been elected if they were there. They were not elected.
I mean, every election since 1996 has been marred by accusations of rigging, of repression, of crushing opposition and voices of dissent.
The only people who rig are the opposition. It is not us.
Then they would have won if they'd rigged it.
They are not able to, because we are so popular, that even if they rig, they can't manage to overturn or defeat us. We are so popular.
President Museveni, I want to ask you about your main contender, Bobi Wine. Your government has targeted him quite aggressively since 2018. Why? What threat does he pose to Uganda?
Bobi Wine breaks the law. That's why there are other people in opposition. You don't find having problems with them. But if you take each case, you'll find that he's breaking the law.
But why the violence? Why the violence from your security forces?
It is Bobi Wine who is violent.
I mean, his supporters have been beaten with batons. One has been shot in the head.
The beating was a mistake. But the Bobi Wine, you see, these towns here are quite crowded. So we don't encourage processions or rallies in the towns, in the streets.
You've ruled Uganda for half your life. Are you planning to rule for the rest of your life?
That is for the people to decide.
The person whom you people call Chagulanyi will sell this country to America. Chagulanyi will sell this country to America. You people, you will understand or you will not understand. You will believe it or you will not believe it. But the fact, this guy will sell this country to America. The moment he sells this country to America, you will sit at your home, but you will sit on the fire. You'll be even chased out from your home, like the way they're chasing Sudan out from their home. You'll be chased out from your land. They go and grab your land internally themselves, the Baganda. For some of you, you have never moved, you just bought a smartphone there, you just talking rubbish there. You have never used time to come to this central here to see what is happening. If you come here and see what is happening by your naked eyes, that's when you will understand what I'm saying. Chagulanyi, don't vote for him. Do not vote for Chagulanyi. He's not a good guy. He's after his family profit. He's after his family profit. He will sell this country. You will never have peace. Terrorists will come in this country. You will never have peace. You will cry like Sudan. You will also run to another country, like the way Sudans are running.
All right, family, welcome back. I'm still addressing the issues of Ugandan political crisis. Why I call this the Ugandan controversial is because today, this reminds me of Jane Elliott's statement that there is no any democratic leader across the world.
There is no democratic president in the world. I say truly. Who is the democratic president? Trump? Obama? Who is here in Britain? We should be clear. Democracy is an illusion. We cannot have democracy in a capitalist, imperialist, patriarchal system, religious system.
And there is no democracy because this democracy is just an illusion and a smokescreen. This was proved by Joshua Maponga. Because if we would have been having this democracy, then in Africa, we would have not been able to experience all that we experienced during the time of election. Every time it's a period of election, we must experience all these crises, chaos, and damages, people losing life, people losing their properties, just in the name of the election, because there is someone who is trying to secure his position as the leader or the head of the country. Now, today, people have been always coming out to say that Uganda need a change. Uganda need change. And the people from Uganda have been always coming out to say that we need a change, even if it's not Bobi Wine, but Uganda must get the change. And now, Bobi Wine and Museveni was not the only people or contestant who are vying for this position, but we had like 8 of them who are vying for this position as the president, the presidential candidate of this country. So I wonder what has happened. But now I've come to realize one thing, that we are in Africa. And because we're in Africa things happen as how the leaders want it to be done. The leaders are the one to decide what to happen. They're the one to decide who to govern the country next. They're the one to decide who to take over after their time. Now, today Museveni has not yet decided who to take over the country of Uganda as the president after his time. That's why today people are just coming out to sing. It's like they're making noise. That they need a change. They are tired with Museveni, but there is nothing that can be done because election in Africa or transitions of government cannot be done through the ballot. That's the first thing that you have to know. And this was said by Kiza Besigye, the former opposition leader who was arrested in the country of Uganda and locked away because he was trying to challenge the government of Yoweri Museveni. And as always, Museveni always say that no one is allowed to come and challenge his power, because he fought for this country, he is the president of this country, and no one has the right to come and question him. Today, Besigye is in prison, still fighting for his life. Now, Besigye said one thing, that the people of Uganda, for them to get what they want, what they are craving for, or what they are fighting for every day, it is not about politics. They cannot get this through the ballot, but they can only get this through revolution. And he was not telling the people to wake up, maybe to stand and go to fight or to fight against the government, but he was trying to tell the people that for you to get what you are trying to ask, then you need to revolt. You will do this by you yourself, believing in yourself and doing things without fear, with boldness, and knowing that what we need is this. And by doing this, by making the right decision, then the vote is only you. The vote is in you. The real vote is in you. When you wake up, you stand up and you make sure that you are going to fight for this. You are going to resist the power that is existing. You are going to make your own decision that even no matter what happens, you will not come to agree as long as you have not agreed it is not matching with your own decisions. But now, people never listened. And by the time Besigye was trying to awaken the people of Uganda, the time was limited to him. And now, he's today locked away. Today, people have been always singing, Bobi Wine, Bobi Wine, Bobi Wine is the next president. What has happened? Today you have come to get the notifications about the early leadings, and in the country in African countries, once you hear something like the early leads, then you have to know that all is done. There is nothing that you have to expect anything else from what you are seeing. All is done, because by the time the internet and everything will be restored, automatically the results will be out. And as we know, there's some countries in Africa like Uganda and Tanzania. They are running. They're still using the colonial constitutions, which only gives power to the president and the government, but not the people. So once the results are out, nobody and no one is allowed to go and challenge, even in any court of law. So today, I believe that there are some people. We are having like 50% or 60% today people who are still believing in Museveni. And we are having the younger generation who are still believing in Bobi Wine, because Uganda today is split into two. We are having the older generation who are still believing in Museveni because they believe that Museveni, without Museveni, Uganda would have not been where it is today. So they cannot allow to hand over this country to someone else, because they believe, and this is what Museveni told them, that once someone else come and take over this country, then this means that this will be the end of the country of Uganda, because Bobi Wine, Museveni always say that Bobi Wine is an agent to the foreign influence. Once he take over this country as the president, then this means that he will be already welcomed all the Westerners and the foreigners to come and exploit this country, to take over everything that is supposed to be helping the people of Uganda.
So do you feel proud of somebody like him?
Bobi Wine is confused because he's not ideological, and he's being manipulated by so many groups, especially the foreigners.
I'm not a Ugandan. I don't live in Uganda. We only come here to speak about these matters because it is in Africa. And once something is affecting an African country, it is affecting the whole of us. If any African countries get liberated, then this means that it's giving an example to other African countries, and it's opening doors to other Africans so that they can be awakened and know that if we do this, then we are going to have to get the best that we need. So when we come out to speak about the issues that are affecting other countries like Uganda and Tanzania, we are doing this because it concerns us. Anything that concerns that concerns Nigeria, Tanzania, and Uganda, it concerns me as a Kenyan, because if we sit down, watch all that's happening, just like that, it will spread across Africa, and this will be a normal thing. So today, Uganda election is just a crisis, because I don't believe, even if there is rigging, but I don't believe that this election was just went as people expected, because people are asking questions today. How comes? Because even the election has never been counted to the half of it, but now Museveni is already leading with 6 million votes. So I don't know much about that. I will leave that to the people who are concerned, but we are only coming to speak about the African democracy, because African democracy never existed, and it has never existed. It will never exist unless we as Africans will come out, or we come up with our own democracy that we believe is for the Africans, and it will be obeyed and respected by the Africans and the African leaders. That's when maybe we will start to have the conversation about the African democracies. But for this today, which is existing, this is the only democracy that is protecting the African leaders, the greedy leaders who are only there to chase their own dreams and agendas, but not towards the agenda of the people. That's why today, once an African leader holds the position or power, he's not ready to hand over. He's not ready to step down. He's not ready to get out until death takes him out. Because now Museveni will be out of power when he's 89 years or 87. So he has spent his lifetime in power as the leader of the country. That is what they want. They don't care how you people pass through, how you feel. As long as they're having what they need, that's all. So all that I can say is that we as Africans, it's the time that we just pray for this great continent, and we pray for the African leaders, for our African continent. The people from Uganda, we just hope the best for you, because all that's happening, even if it's out of your expectation, then it is also out of your power, because I believe that once Museveni will be announced as the leader of this election, there's nothing you can do, because if you do what you think you can do, you will just destroy yourself. So I will not have much to say. Thank you for being here each and every day. Consider subscribing, sharing. This is the Black History, where we uncover the truth. Be blessed and peace out.